Dark Inside. Chronicle 1. Introduction, about them. Name, Jung Hoseok. Age, 17. Grade, 12th grade. Personality, kind, cheerful, and caring. He always tries to see the good in others, even when they hurt him. He has a secret crush on Kim Namjoon, but he has no idea that fate has chosen him for something far greater than he could ever imagine. Name, Kim Namjoon. Age, 17. Grade, 12th grade. Personality, cold, intelligent, calm, and reserved. He rarely expresses his emotions and prefers to keep people at a distance. Despite his cold attitude, he deeply loves and protects his parents. For reasons unknown, he can't stand Jung Hoseok. Author note: in this world, humans are divided into 3 secondary genders: alphas, betas, and omegas. Hoseok and Namjoon have attended the same academy since they were children. Hoseok, a cheerful omega, was always by Namjoon's side. Their close bond soon became the target of endless teasing, especially because Namjoon was a respected alpha. Unable to endure the constant rumors, Namjoon slowly began distancing himself from Hoseok. But Hoseok never knew the real reason. He believed Namjoon was simply busy and chose to respect his space. By the time they reached 10th grade, Namjoon had completely disappeared from Hoseok's daily life. Hoseok assumed Namjoon was focused on his studies and preparing for important exams. He never questioned the distance between them. Now, both of them are in 12th grade. It's been 2 years since Hoseok last saw Namjoon. Whenever Namjoon's parents asked about Hoseok, Namjoon would quietly make up an excuse and change the subject.
Round Pushpin Seoul High School 12th grade classroom. A boy lay on his desk, quietly listening to the accounts class. Unlike everyone else, he had no one to talk to. His classmate only approached him when they needed help with their studies. Once they got what they wanted, they would leave him alone. To them, friendship was just a benefit. But the lonely boy never realized he was being used. Hoseok thinking, it's been 2 years since I clearly saw Namjoon. I really miss him. Lost in his thoughts, Hoseok didn't notice someone calling his name. Mr. Choi, account teacher, Jung Hoseok. Hoseok flinched and quickly stood up. Hoseok, yes sir. Mr. Choi, daydreaming again.
Hoseok, I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Choi, account teacher, said you can't even balance a simple account, yet you're busy daydreaming. Hoseok lowered his head in embarrassment and apologized. I'm really sorry, sir. Accounts teacher said, get out of my class. Without arguing, Hoseok walked toward the classroom door. Just as he reached it, he suddenly turned around and spoke. Sir, accounts teacher asked, what now? While continued writing on the board without looking at him, Hoseok asked, may I use the restroom? Several students burst into laughter. Accounts teacher said, I'm punishing you, not giving you a break.
Hoseok hesitated, but, sir, it's urgent. Mr. Choi asked, then what were you doing all this time? Hoseok replied, I was thinking about something else. The teacher let out a sigh. Fine, go. And he continued, but be back within 5 minutes. Don't take any longer. Hoseok bowed and said, thank you, sir. Hoseok rushed out of the classroom. The moment the door closed behind him, the entire class laughed. School restroom. Hoseok walked into the restroom after leaving the classroom. After finishing his business, he stood in front of the sink and quietly washed his hands. Just then, the restroom door opened. A tall boy stepped inside. Hoseok paid no attention and continued drying his hands. As he turned around, a few drops of water accidentally splashed onto the boy's uniform. The stranger slowly closed his eyes, a strange smile appearing on his lips. Feeling uneasy, Hoseok looked up. His heart skipped a beat. The boy standing before him was someone he had never seen before. Without saying a word, Hoseok tried to walk past him. Suddenly, The boy grabbed his wrist. Hoseok said in scared and trying to snap June, "Hey. Who are you? Let go of me." The unknown man said, "Easy, little Omega." A smirk spread across the boy's face. "My name is Choi Min-jae. I'm a 12th grade student, and older than you." Hoseok snapped in irritation, "So what? Let go." Hoseok struggled to free himself. Min-jae's expression darkened. Without warning, he shoved Hoseok against the wall. Bang! Hoseok gasped from the impact. Min-jae leaned closer, invading his personal space. He aggressively buried his face into Hoseok's neck and cheeks, planting rough, uninvited kisses. Tears sprang to Hoseok's eyes. "Stop. Get off me," he cried out, using all his might to push Min-jae's chest away. But Hoseok simply wasn't strong enough against an aggressive classmate. Min-jae ignored his pleas entirely. His hands moved to the front of Hoseok's uniform, aggressively undoing 2 buttons of his shirt before pressing his lips harshly against Hoseok's exposed chest. Hoseok opened his mouth to scream. "Help! Someone!" Min-jae immediately covered it with his hand. His other hand tightened around Hoseok's neck. "If you scream one more time, I'll kill you," Min-jae said ice-cold tune. Hoseok closed his eyes tightly, the tears spilling over Min-jae's hand as he wept in absolute terror. He nodded weakly, seizing a momentary lapse in Min-jae's guard as the boy tried to strip him further. Hoseok gathered every single ounce of strength left in his body. With a desperate surge of adrenaline, he shoved Min-jae away with all his might. Without looking back, he ran into the nearest restroom stall. Bang! He locked the door. "Min-jae, open the door." Bang! 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 Min-jae kept pounding on the stall door. Inside, Hoseok covered his mouth with both hands, trying to stop himself from crying out loud. Several minutes passed. The knocking finally stopped. Silence. Thinking Min-jae had left, Hoseok slowly unlocked the door. Click. The moment the door opened, a hand suddenly grabbed his arm. "Hoseok, ah." Min-jae had been waiting outside. He yanked Hoseok toward him. Hoseok's breathing became rapid. His vision slowly blurred. He couldn't breathe. His legs grew weak. At that moment, tap, tap, tap. Footsteps echoed through the restroom. Someone was coming. Min-jae immediately panicked. Seeing Hoseok barely able to stand, an idea flashed through his mind. He quickly supported Hoseok before anyone could misunderstand. Min-jae lied smoothly, "Baby. I'm sorry." His voice trembled as he pretended to be guilty. "Please forgive me. I lost control." Just then, the restroom door opened. A tall student walked inside. It was Kim Namjoon. Namjoon's eyes widened. Hoseok's hair was messy. 2 buttons of his school shirt were undone. His face was covered with tears. "Please, baby, forgive me. I lost control while we were making love," Min-jae lied smoothly again. Namjoon stood frozen. He looked from Min-jae to Hoseok. At that exact moment, Hoseok's body gave out. Thud. He collapsed onto the floor. Min-jae asked Namjoon's help. "Namjoon. Help." Namjoon's POV. "I had asked the teacher for permission to use the restroom. As I approached, I thought I heard voices inside. But I couldn't make out what they were saying. When I opened the door, I froze." Hoseok stood there with messy hair. His uniform was wrinkled. 2 buttons of his shirt were undone. His face was stained with tears. Then I heard Min-jae's words. "I lost control while we were making love." What? Were they dating? For the past 2 years, I had barely spoken to Hoseok. I never imagined he was in a relationship. I frowned. Doing something like that in the school restroom. I couldn't understand what they were thinking. Still, Hoseok was my father's best friend's son. I couldn't leave him there. Without another word, Min-jae and I carried the unconscious Hoseok to the school infirmary. End of Namjoon's POV. To be continued. Like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to comment.